you're all very welcome to Galway Hooker Presents, where we're going to take you through the range of products that Galway Hooker have. We're going to talk about the old classics and the exciting new ones that we have over the coming weeks. So I'm delighted to be joined by who else but Aiden for the first episode. So Aiden, for anyone that doesn't know you, will you talk us through your role here in Galway Hooker?
Yeah, sure. So I'm, I suppose, the co-founder and I suppose originally the head brewer. I've kind of passed that mantle on to some younger blood in more recent times, but still have a little bit of an oversight, and sometimes they might listen to one or two things I have to say. But my current role is more kind of, I suppose, just kind of sort of, I suppose, in a management kind of position. In terms of, look, it's a small team, so really, you end up doing everything. I mean, sometimes I get people ringing me up asking for the accounts department and marketing department, whatever, and I'm usually there, talking to every department right now. But yeah, so it's a very broad-based thing. But yeah, look, it's I suppose I'm most comfortable in the brewery, getting rolling up my sleeves and
exactly, getting stuck in.
Yeah.
So for anyone that doesn't know what a craft beer is, can you just give us a brief overview of that?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different kind of definitions and descriptions and ideas of what craft beer is, but for me, I think, I didn't coin this, but I remember someone said it to me before, and I think it really does best define craft beer for me. And someone said to me, industrial beers or mass-produced beers are made by accountants, and craft beers are made by brewers, and that's really the truth, though, because in a small craft brewery, the person who's making the beer is also the decision maker. They're the one purchasing, they're the one involved on a very kind of minute basis, whereas in the bigger breweries, it's often people not involved in production who are making decisions about how the beer is going to be made. So for me, it's really about kind of who's running the show, and in a craft brewery, it's always the brewer.
Yeah,
and that comes through in the beer then, because you're focusing quality, using the best ingredients, and the beer always comes first, after profit margins and everything else. So that's really for me what a craft beer is.
So the beer industry in Ireland has really flourished since you started. You're one of the originals, but this has been around quite a while. Can you tell us, it's got a new face, I suppose, a bit of rebranding, but it's still the core beer. So can you, first of all, pour one out and tell us a little bit about Galway Hooker IPA?
Sure. So this, like you said, is I think it's probably the first kind of IPA pale ale style of beer to be made in Ireland, at least as a permanent kind of beer. So I guess we launched this beer in 2006, when there were, when craft beer was really in its infancy here, and there was nothing else like it at the time. So in terms of what it is, it's a pale ale or an IPA style beer. So I suppose it's about expressing the hops more than anything. So we get the citrusy, fruity, kind of floral aromas from the hops, but also we've tried to keep it quite well balanced. So there's also a nice bit of malt body in there as well. So a little bit of nutty, biscuity flavor from the malt. And I guess it's a bit of an unusual beer even to this day in terms of the hops we use. So while a lot of modern kind of IPAs now would use kind of New World hops, so would be hops from, say, the west coast of the USA or New Zealand or Australia, and really punchy, fruity, hoppy, kind of tropical fruit flavor hops, we use those hops in this beer. But we also use some traditional European hops that are used, that are called noble hops, that'll be often used traditionally in, say, Czech style lagers. So it's a bit of a hybrid type beer. So it's got a lot of New World flavors, but also that old kind of traditional flavor in there as well.
There's a lot of scents coming from it. I can smell, there's a lot going on.
So the aroma
here
will come primarily, like I said, from the hops we use, or American hops and actually Czech hops for aroma. And also the esters and fermentation will produce a certain kind of floral aroma as well. So that would be, that's how I would describe it.
Cheers.
So cheers. You can see it's a nice foamy head.
Yeah.
It's got a good good level of clarity, so the beer is filtered, so there's no haziness. You get a nice kind of deep golden color and a nice frothy head.
Nice.
Yeah, well, I think we're here for
Kind
today.
of have to say that. Yeah, exactly. Wow, that is.
Yeah,
That's tasty.
I guess what it is for me. It's a beer with a lot of flavor and character, but it's also a very accessible and easy drinking beer. And so it kind of doubles that thing where it's got depth, but it's also, you could probably
it's probably a good gateway into craft beers for a lot of people.
Exactly, and that's the way it has been described in recent times. But
crisp and refreshing. So this is the original.
Yeah.
What's the future plans? Or have you anything exciting that you can tell us about?
Well, obviously, we're not standing still. We want to continue innovating and producing a lot of new beers, and I suppose that's something we take pride in. Obviously, this is the first ever kind of, say, pale ale IPA style beer in the country. Just recently, we've launched an organic Pilsner, so that I think is Ireland's first and only organic beer. So we very much see ourselves going down that route, like sustainability, being green. That's really important to us. So keeping the beers obviously as pure and natural, and using the best ingredients. So I see that's very much where we're going down, that kind of route. But also in terms, we want to be innovative in terms of beer. So we have a new brewer who started with us recently, and we have another brewer who's been with us for a very, very long time. So together they're working very closely to come up with new ideas, and together they've come up with a blackcurrant porter, which we're launching for Paddy's Day. So I'm looking forward to seeing that one come to life. So we're always looking to do new things and keep it interesting.
Absolutely brilliant. So thanks so much for that. We'll finish this, but thanks everyone for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this. Plenty more episodes to come. So we'll chat to you all very soon.